strange, but I'm actually glad that LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling, or someone purported to be LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling, opened up his mouth and spewed forth all that racist garbage in that recorded telephone call with his girlfriend. You see, he tipped his hand and he dropped his guard with those comments. Hello, I'm Cameron Turner, and I'd like to take a couple of moments to share a few comments from my open thank you letter to Donald Sterling. Dear Mr. Sterling, thank you for telling the truth. By uttering those disgusting, infuriating, unabashedly bigoted remarks, you validated those of us who have been warning the nation that racism, while in public retreat, is still alive and well here in the land of the free. Thank you for disproving the oft-touted notion that we are living in a post-racial America. Your foul words have done us all a service, for they reveal the tactics of the modern enemies of equality. The 21st century American racist pays lip service to brotherhood. It says things like, minorities are fabulous. I love black people. The 21st century racist may even donate a small portion of his fortune toward causes that look good, but make no measurable impact on the imbalance of power in society. Like those 3,000 free Clippers tickets that Donald Sterling got an attaboy from a local NAACP chapter for giving away. Now, while performing such deceptive acts of apparent goodwill in public, contemporary racists take refuge in the secrecy of their empowered cliques, wherein they insult, mock, demean, and plot against people of color. Thus, the record-setting $2.765 million settlement that Sterling paid out in 2009 for racial discrimination against black, Latino, and Korean tenants of his LA apartment buildings. The racist rant credited to you, Mr. Sterling, also reminds us that slavery-era assumptions about black people still hold sway in 2014. From the myth of superior white female purity to the myth of white generosity toward black servants. The man who is believed to be you on this tape voices the same paternalistic, condescending attitude that has poisoned our nation since colonial times. Of course, the thesis of the Sterling attributed tirade is that old idea that it is acceptable to use black people for pleasure and for profit, but not to respect them as equals. As the voice believed to be yours says, Mr. Sterling, you can sleep with them, you can bring them in, you can do whatever you want. The little I ask is you not to promote it on that Instagram and not to bring them to my games. The fact that Earvin Magic Johnson, a beloved NBA legend and one of the most successful, respected, and socially conscious businessmen in America, the fact that he is singled out for the most vulgar attack in this recording. Remember, this is where we hear the voice say, you can feed him, you can F him, but don't put him on Instagram for the world to see. The fact that Magic Johnson was so singled out proves, once again, that no matter how admirable, no matter how beneficial black people live our lives, racists still regard us with bitter, bigoted contempt. As Sergeant Waters, the tragic antagonist of A Soldier's Play and A Soldier's Story, learned all too late, they still hate us. So, thank you, Mr. Sterling. Thank you for your honesty. You have reminded us that even though American society and culture are moving in the direction of racial equality, there are still individuals, there are still groups, many of whom wield great power, influence, and wealth, who are committed to the dark, divisive, socially destructive values of the past. Yes, the enemy is alive and the danger is real. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Cameron Turner. Oh, and one postscript for Donald Sterling, Cliven Bundy, Paula Deen, anybody else who may have missed the memo. Black is, has always been, and will always be beautiful.